But our first comic, he is from out of town. He's hilarious. Let's give it up for Sean Bishop, everybody.
I just want to say they're having so much more fun outside than you guys are in here. You fucking losers. I just fucking walked through those doors. Those people were having a fucking party out there. I drove a fucking hour and a half for this. I'm so fucking disappointed. We're good though. Okay. Woo! Let's go. Someone left a fucking glass up here. Fuck. I was on a fucking showcase in Pittsburgh last night. Fucking murdered. I'm so disappointed right now. Oh, god damn it. Are all blind men Nazis? Okay, great. So far, so fucking good. I had a friend named Elle. She was elegant. I had a friend named Ed, and Ed was educated. I had a friend named Dre, and Dre had dreams. And now I have a friend named Bob. He's a no-good fucking Italian. He can't trust a damn thing the WAP says. I have a brother. He's a chemical engineer. He's a really smart guy. My brother has a brother. He's a comedian. And he's not that funny. I know what you guys are thinking. I look exactly like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If he was fat, white, had a beard, a shitty haircut, a fucked up face, and lived at home with his parents, you'd be right. They usually say I look like a bus driver, but I'm dressed like a fucking homeless man. I want to... I got Logan for once. Hey! I went to college in Kaiser, West Virginia. Go Pot State Catamounts. And Kaiser's located in the middle of Appalachian Mountain, and the town's down the valley, up on the hill. There's a bunch of windmills, and we used to go party up at the windmills. We'd be up there drinking, smoking, listening to music. We'd always listen to bands like Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath. Not because any of us were into that music, but man, those windmills are big metal fans. Cool. There's a lot of sayings in the English language, but if there's one saying everyone needs to remember, it's that you can lead a horse to water, but you probably shouldn't fuck them. I'm against school zones. I think school zones just make law-abiding pedophiles. I'm surprised I was never molested as a child. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I was part of the Boy Scouts. My next door neighbor went to prison for statutory rape. And then a neighbor out by my cabin, when he died, they went through his cabin, they found boxes of child pornography. I'm drunk, sorry. Boxes of child pornography, which means I either wasn't their type or my mom was lying to me about how cute of a kid I was. Drink. Fucking. Woo! I know, I'm really fucking funny. I used to be a co-manager of an 84 Lumber in Elkins, West Virginia. I was the youngest guy there. All my employers were much older than I was. And I had this thin, anemic-looking fellow there named Vinny. And Vinny had a wife that was way out of his league. And Vinny came to me one day and said, "Sean, I've been cheating on my wife. What should I do?" Mind you, I'm not the guy to ask. But I thought about it for a second. And I said, "Vinny, when we frame houses, we don't use screws, we use nails. We don't use screws because when the framing shifts, screws will snap. We use nails because nails are meant to bend. And Vinny looked at me funny for a second. He says, Sean, what does that have to do with anything? I said, Vinny, if you keep screwing other women, I'm going to nail your wife. When I was 13, I went to a Michigan at Penn State football game. I knew some of the coaches at Michigan, and they gave me all this Michigan gear. And I went to the bathroom during the game, and on my way back to my seat, some drunk Penn State fan spit on me, which sucked, but definitely not the worst thing to happen to a kid at that stadium. Curiosity killed the cat, but if you don't let the cat out of the bag, suffocation killed the cat. What do you guys think's harder for a priest, baptizing a cat or making pussy wet? Okay. I have a goal in life to be the most famous Sean Bishop, which is fortunate because there's not many of us. Like if you think about it, in 1981, the second overall draft pick in the NBA draft was a guy by the name of Isaiah Thomas. Then in 1989, a woman in Washington State named her son after him, and that Isaiah Thomas grew up to be one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. How fortunate am I that they weren't named Sean Bishop, because my dream would have ended the moment I got cut from the 6th grade basketball team. Luckily for me, I just have to be more famous than actor Sean Bishop. Exactly. Who the fuck is that guy? Turns out actor Sean Bishop was famous for one movie role where he played the eldest son to the main character in the 1977 classic Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Which means right now, as an open mic comic, I'm the second most famous Sean Bishop, right behind the guy that's been out of work for 46 years. If you guys can leave here tonight and remember I'm Sean Bishop, I will be the most famous Sean Bishop, right in front of a guy that I can only assume is a homeless man on the streets of Hollywood that once played a secondary character in a movie about communicating with aliens. And I hate alien movies, because they're always about how do we communicate with the aliens. That's not the problem, guys. What we should be worried about is can the aliens communicate with spiders? Because if the aliens just show up and decide to wipe out the human race, they're a bunch of racists. But if they can communicate with spiders, turns out I'm the racist. I don't know if you guys have heard of this Hitler fella, but let me drop some numbers on you. He's famous for this thing called the Holocaust, where he killed 66% of the Jews in Europe. I've killed 100% of the spiders I've ever fucking seen. Which means if the aliens can communicate with spiders, I'm going to be the dickhead in every alien history book that try to wipe an entire species off this planet. I see the light, we're good. I'm in the middle of a joke. I can't stop it though. I'm going to be the dickhead in every alien history book that try to wipe an entire species off this planet. But if a spider genocide makes me the next Hitler, I'll own it. I'll vow to kill every last one of those 8-legged fucks. Because every single person here knows who Hitler is, and not damn one of you knew who actor Sean Bishop was, and I play to win. My girlfriend is kind of struggling in life right now. She hates her job. And I just kind of told her, I'm like, it was a fucking shitty saying, but I'm like, hey babe, you need to take life like you take dick, like a champion. And she told me, life's a lot bigger than 3 inches. Alright, I'm Sean Bishop. I fucking love you guys. Have a good fucking night.
One more time for Sean Bishop. All right, I'm just gonna keep this crazy train on.